well, maybe a couple are more powerful, like Desolator 2 and stuff, or Stygian Desolator as they call it now. Oh, but thing is, this one never takes up an inventory slot, so well, even with some of those 17-minute items, you're kind of struggling. Is this really better than, let's say, a Skadi or a Satanic, those kind of things? Royal Jelly, you always got that going on for you. It can save a lot of lives in those scenarios where you end up living with 20 or 30 HP. Cheshire Cat is going to get died. His team will try to come on in as he has face boots plus a blast. He's definitely quite comfortable fighting if he can get away. If he can get away with getting into people's melee range in the first place, at least.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And Aramis did get taken up from. He was dominating, so quite a lot of money swinging around there. While the top lane is not being defended as of yet. Viking are going to open up the map and get themselves an objective. I don't think they mind trading support for that, even one with a kill streak. And now Shadowfiend is going to get ran at, is going to get RP'd up. He does not get used ultimate. Very good initiation from Khan, but Field Protector is there, protecting all he can. And down goes the Shadowfiend finally. Nice cure out of 2, and in comes the Lich ultimate.
Dire's top tower.
Not going to enable another kill just yet, but Aramis is going to go down again on the Tree Protector. Looks like everybody else is going to back up, and that is going to conclude the fight. Khan shrining up. They just want a team fight. If they can keep this up at least a couple minutes longer,
under attack.
They just keep pressuring their opponents like this, keep engaging when they least expect it, then Khan can start turning things around at the 20-minute mark when Bloodseeker truly gets fat. With that free built-in Battle Fury that Magnus provides him, be able to flash farm now that he finally left his lane and carries the jungle is a bit more lucrative. Go for drums and then the
sound muted.
Undercell already gives a decent amount of all stats, and while the movement speed is very comfortable, your main issue isn't how fast you get to move. Your main issue this game is being locked in place by a Treant, by Urza with an Abyssal Blade once he finishes that, as well as be slow from the Omni Knight, as that can put a 600 movement speed Bloodseeker down quite a bit to a normal 400 or something. However, his drums are almost finished, so if Khan are then going to follow that up with an immediate team fight, just straight up find one high value target that they know everybody else is going to teleport in for to try and protect, and then kill it fast enough.
Bold and sweet.
Oh wow, Aramis went down, and just as I wanted to click there, Toby came on in, chasing up the Bloodseeker as Viking now in a very confident spot this game. Khan, they do dare to come out of their base, keep the lanes pushed out, make sure that if they do want to fight, which they are kind of forced to do sooner rather than later, at the very least the lanes are pushed out. They can maintain a positioning advantage. If they end up losing a hero or two, it's not going to be backbreaking for them.
Are scanning.
The main issue for Khan is just that if Urza and Shadowfiend come online, it's Urza, he already got his basher, soon going to turn into an Abyssal Blade, going for a BKB then as well. Nope, ain't dagger at all. I mean, I can appreciate the Abyssal Blade as a substitute, I guess, but then he has to go for that instantaneously and then go for the BKB. Which I'm thinking is the plan here.
Dire are scanning. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant structures are fortified.
Viking, they're relaxing. They know they should have the late game by all means. If we look at Direcio, he's still super far behind in net worth. He's just finished his drums. He has the drums to go up against Skullbasher. Meanwhile, Shadow Fiend almost got himself a Manta Star. Once he gets that, he's going to have a way easier time escaping the Lich, escaping the Disruptor. Hell, even turning around into Beastmaster. Magnus, almost as fat as the Shadow Fiend. He's got an Echo Saber and a Blink Dagger. Not going to go for his BKB as right now he's hitting like a truck. He's hit his main power curve around this time. For the next 10 to 12 minutes, Magnus is gonna be near unstoppable. Cannot one-on-one fight him. Cannot try to outright kick him. Can really only try to get him in a bad position in a team fight, or perhaps just S on RP. That is a very real possibility here with Tree and Protector. Wait for Magnus to try and skewer your guys and immediately press R on the tree. Watch him locked in place and get pushed up, and if the fight relies on an RP, which a lot of times is going to be the case here for Khan, as Magnus is their main Bloodseeker enabler, kind of forced to buy back or just concede the fight. Khan, however, they do realize they can't play aggressive right now and seem to be gathering up at the top lane, but Viking immediately chasing with a smoke. They will not let their opponents get anything for free.
Healing and hard. Denied.
Okay, game remains quiet and we're at a grand total of 18 kills. That really can't be good for Team Khan here. I just feel like they're missing a bit of late game. If they had an Underlord instead of the Beastmaster, or I don't know, perhaps even just some other hero instead of the Bloodseeker. Like it's not that Bloodseeker is bad, on the contrary. I definitely understand why a lot of teams, especially Eastern European teams, find that hero is very high value, because he deals with the frustration of having people run away with low health, and with a Disruptor and a Magnus, you definitely get a lot of people low health at the same time that Bloodseeker can then all clean up. The issue is, however, that he cannot 1v1 the Urza. He cannot reach a point where he can 1v1 the Urza, and he doesn't have any good kiting tools either. So that once he gets Link Strike by that Abyssal Blade, which can be coming in any minute now for the Urza, if he doesn't go KB first,
This is
they're
ours.
just not going to win that fight or run away.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Direcio, he's got himself a Yasha first, now opting for a BKB instead. Might be a very good idea here. However,
Dire's top tower is under attack.
who is the main damage output? Viking is physical right still, and they're both going to get caught by the Fiend ultimate armor reduction from the Shadow Fiend, meaning that in the Ice Shield from the lift isn't going to be enough Lich ultimate coming out, so that's going to conclude the fight already. Absolutely nothing that Khan can do other than watch their Bloodseeker die as Viking.
Dire's
Now
top
go
tower
to
is
the
under
Roche Pit,
attack.
immediately throwing out 2 wards just to make sure they're in absolute control of this part of the map.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
No sorcery avail.
Radiant's bottom
And
tower
3
is
interjectors.
under
He sees the Roche might get contest. Immediately stops Team Khan in their tracks as now Chad got himself an Aegis. He has that second life for quite a while.
is under attack.
Yamich trying to teleport out of there. Will be able to do so.
Haste!
And honestly, Khan, they're really good at outmaneuvering their opponents and disengaging. They've really that part of Dota
Dire's
down.
middle tower
I
is under
feel that
attack.
they would be such a good team to play some of those hyper late game heroes. I mean, perhaps they will find some crazy build. We've seen Magnus Abyssal Blade already. That can actually scale really late. Urza is going to get glimpsed away. They're creating even more space.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Viking, they realize they're the ones who can fight, not their enemy. Their enemies.
Radiant's
Blade
middle
is
tower
ready.
is under attack.
I can't wait to overwhelm somebody. However, looks like Pepper can already get dropped. Over on the top end, there we go with the initiation. This is going to be Celery taking a lot of damage. There is Urza leaping out. Right, bitch. And the Lich ultimate going to do quite a lot of damage to him, but he doesn't really care. He's being up to wait that out. And now continue chasing. They only lost to Chen. I don't think you mind that, especially with Beast Mask going on elsewhere. And now Damage able to teleport out. Looks like that's going to be all. And CT not the kind of place where I think, okay, Khan executed that perfectly. They just positioned themselves in exactly the spots they needed to be when they needed to be there. Used all of their spells pretty sparingly and waited till they were sure where the opponents are. Disengaging in such a clean fashion. If only they had a hero to benefit off of
Radiant's
that.
middle
If they would
tower
pick
is
up a
under
Medusa
attack.
or something and execute it like this, I feel like they would have such an easy time commanding the pace of the game and chasing their opponents around the map. But right now, Viking, they got Fat Urza who's looking for food. Out for blood with his honey buff. Getting Stewart back, taking a lot of damage. He is going to go down. Now Urza will immediately kill off the Lich here. Bloodseeker going to get himself out there if he can. However, Damage is definitely going to get caught. Now Urza on the chase. Bloodseeker not quite all that fast anymore as everybody is full health. And they have found the Bloodseeker who now gets slowed by the Omni Knight as well. Urza just going to chase him down. Clumsy net. However, with that dash, it's not going to give Direcio any space to get away. On the contrary,
Is under attack.
it actually ends up hindering him. And now Viking pushing down the middle lane, just waiting for the creeps to finally walk to the tower, but that takes quite a while. So no tier 2 falling just yet. They might still get a significant amount of damage on it with the catapult coming through at least.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And Toby, he sees the Magnus capture the outpost, just recaptures it because he knows Magnus cannot do anything against Omni Knight. Well, maybe if he's fat and got, yeah, AC is one of those items that give him some damage. Really any source of damage and especially armor reduction are highly valuable if you need to kill off an Omni Knight. That unit is sitting at 90 points of armor, got a Crimson Guard, got himself a save as well just for a bit of status resistance, which he is going to turn into a Heaven's Halberd, make it even easier to deal with the Bloodseeker. So Khan, once again, kinda having their hand forced here, decide to smoke up, decide to look for a pick-off that's good enough to finally enable a proper turnaround, to finally enable them to take that bottom tier 2 so that all they need to do is win a team fight and run down the mid lane. Looks like they're going to catch out a Shadow Fiend. Now they realize where he's gone. Khan, all sitting deep behind enemy lines. However, Vikings, they are the ones that have been looking for a fight all the time. They do not care for the initiation, they do not have to worry about that. Okay, now maybe a little bit, but as long as Chad doesn't get killed, they're still in a commanding position, and they're definitely going to try and put a lot of damage to that high ground tower.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower
Nope,
is under
perfect
attack.
build. And with the Lich, revealing that he's come back, they're all just going to back up, trade a tier 2 tower for a tier 2 tower. I mean, honestly, that trade seems kind of favorable for Khan. Not only because they're behind, but because now you only have one lane left that you need to push, and that's coincidentally the lane that the creeps walk down way faster than all others because it's just that short. So taking care of those tier 2s could definitely be a big deal with Beastmaster's amount of push. He has Necro 3. But Khan still need to find a fight in order to even get the space. They need to push down the mid lane. Looks like Omniite is going to get gone on. In comes the Shadow Fiend ultimate, however. Everybody damaged up. Then Toby getting blitzed back there while being rushed up. In comes the RP. Omniite ultimate, however, gets committed. The Lich ult is finally going to stop bouncing. Beastmaster still just got a lot of damage. Now Bloodseeker is fast. He can run at people just as the Omniite ultimate wears off. Toby trying his best to kill Bloodseeker, but instead it's going to be the Shadow Fiend that just going to get taken off the map instantaneously there. Now Bloodseeker even faster for a while. He is starting to slow down, and Heaven's Hall is going to buy Toby some time, but really, what or who is he buying time for? Is Urza rotating in there? Yeah, he is actually from the back line. Celery coming with him as well. Nice to see Yule's prolonging this life, at least for a while. Urza getting glimpsed back now too, however he did get things on the box and a Bloodseeker. He can fight anyone. There is nobody that can stop this Urza. So Directio will go down. Nice teleport over there, however. Meanwhile, Viking also has the tree of protectors, so pretty chaotic fight. Mostly just stalling the game and giving a tiny bit of gold to Khan.
Dire are scanning.
It's not quite the fight Khan needs to take that mid-tier 1, mid-tier 2. However, them not losing a fight, not giving away any high ground hit damage or any of their remaining tier 2s, pretty nice here. Especially considering how both Cheshire Cat and Arrow are really well fed. They are really doing
Dire's middle tower
nice
is under
GPM
attack.
spread here. Coordinating really well too between the two of them. You constantly see Magnus farm kind of like an anti-mage would, whereas Cheshire Cat far more oriented on leeching experience, on staying in the lanes and clearing of creep wave after creep wave, maybe leaving a couple of boards behind, you know. And Celery, he's just standing there waiting for Bloodseeker to run at him. Bloodseeker doesn't want to. Instead, this man is going to be the target here, going to be lost in the place. The creeps are dealing so much damage, and Toby will get the last hit of the heal.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Cheshire Cat does manage to blink himself out of that. And Arrow, look at that. This reminds me of my pups. He's just playing some red Dota, which usually would be such a nice win condition here, considering how Khan still got 10 or so minutes where they can make things happen, where they can just become really scary if they only land an RP. However, against a Treant, you're not going to be able to chip down those towers. You have to be able to take them in one clean go. There is no assault curse or similar items on the Radiant side as of yet, so their pushing pace is just a bit too slow to really rely on Red Dota for anything else than acquiring farm. I mean, of course, that's mostly here anyways. Only a 1 killing right? Them being such a command all time. Now Omni Knight might go down with the silence and everything. However, he does put the status resistance on himself. That was the Bloodseeker ultimate. He can just walk it off. Toby hasn't even reached full tankiness yet. He is going to get an assault curse to make it even more impossible to kill. And that was 3 heroes committed for a single Omni Knight, who's not even going to die, all the while. Okay, Viking, it looks like they're going to focus down the tier 2 next. Being grouped up around the bottom lane, or not. As Cheshire Cat is pretty far out. They would love mid lane to push in. Cheshire Cat now getting red. But he's quite tanky too. Can rival the Omni Knight until Omni Knight's assault curse is finished. Man, I swear. Their tanks are, or well, their cores, other than the Bloodseeker, are doing such a good job, and I'm pretty certain
are scanning.
that if Direcio, what a weird name, but I do think it sounds cool still. If the Bloodseeker would just have a range hero, I do think he would have had a much easier time in this game. Just sit behind Magnus right people instead, since the teamfight initiations just haven't been that fancy that you can justify a Bloodseeker pick. I feel like since Invoker is being played every other game or so, Bloodseeker automatically kind of fell off, despite not being nerfed all that much. Still being a very strong and relevant hero. You just do not have the enablers for him anymore. Meanwhile, Urza going to claim himself a Roche and be pretty happy with that. He's now saving up for an MKB next. Are there even any major sources of evasion? Well, Cheshire Cat has to have Talbot. I'm guessing that's enough to justify an MKB considering how hard this guy is pushing, how hard his creeps are hitting, and just how talented player in general is. He's been playing tier 1 and tier 2 Dota for years.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are
Double
fortified.
damage.
So, the teams once again just roaming around one another for such long times. As Khan positioning is their one strength, they've been doing an excellent job of that all game long. It did give them a few very nice games. It did give them a few very nice games yesterday. But just being able to have your exactly where they need to be all the time is going to be enough, especially not if we look at those damage numbers. Salary being taken up from that. Now Toby turning around, looking to man fight up, and Bloodseeker ultimate is over. Omni, he really doesn't care for all of those debuffs. Just so much status
Dire's
resistance.
bottom tower is under attack.
And now we are going to see a T3 push. While Cheshire Cat is doing the same thing, they're trying to go for a rack race here. Meanwhile, Urza, however, kills the Disruptor. Hello Queen, zoning out the Bloodseeker.
Dire's bottom barracks are under
And
attack.
it looks like Khan actually going to be the team that gets the first tier 3 tower here at Beastmaster push. So insane and misses by so much time. They're just going to let that happen as well. They don't mind losing a lane of racks here in exchange for a lane of reps, really, at best. The Viking, they are in a spot where they can just chill up here, up the high ground quite well. Okay, maybe not with the disrupted buyback. But as long as Shadow Fiend is the only one that's really hitting barracks and hitting people, I don't think you're too worried. She's still got the Aegis. Viking are actually just looking to have that drop good fight around. Then double down. We're going to see a huge Shadow Fiend ultimate take everybody's damage down, and that's going to be one lane of Rex for a lane of Rax as Cheshire Cat just been split pushing. And he's going to do some more split pushing as Necro Book now comes back off cooldown.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Kinda awkward for Viking. They did not have to lose those racks there. However, if they hadn't, they also wouldn't have had a lane of racks for themselves. still...
Radiant's top shrine is under
Really?
attack.
Why do you speed up the game like that? Are they getting bored because it's already been 6 minutes and they just want to try to get both teams in a spot where they need to fight? I mean, maybe they were hoping to get a Bloodseeker kill out of that. If they had succeeded in somehow catching him out of position, off guard, they would have instantaneously won the game, so...
Radiant are
That
scanning.
might have been the motive behind that. They did almost get it once.
Dire's top shrine is under attack. Dire's top shrine has fallen.
Viking. I like that positioning with the
Radiant's bottom
smoke.
tower is under attack.
Just sitting around the butt, waiting till they can take another tier 2 tower.
Radiant's bottom
And
tower
Shadow
has
Fiend,
fallen.
he's got himself a full desolation. Now saving up for that butterfly. He has a lot of right click damage that's even going to hurt towers.
Attack.
And Cheshire Cat, he's going to try if he can outpush that, or is he? Oh yeah, he is. I think he's just gonna set aside on the Rex instead. Khan,
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
not really making any... Okay, there we go. Sure Harm is going to lose Shadow Fiend. And the Rex are just taking a pounding.
Dire's
Now
top
the
tower
Bloodseeker
is
instead
under
gets
attack.
turned on and sees just how strong Shadow Fiend is when it comes to his sheer right click
Radiant's
damage.
bottom tower has fallen. Dire's top tower.
Cheshire did get a tier 3 tower down there. He's going to continue just try and get the Rex down. Fiend Protector did teleport after him, and so did the Shadow Fiend, which means the rest left behind now have to run for their lives. Celery might be able to get himself out of there. Okay, no. 4 step not quite enough to escape for heroes. Fiend Protector keeping him alive as long as possible. Omni Knight. I mean, okay, with an RP they actually get him. I was gonna say that I could actually see Toby just straight up walk that off and not care for a little bit of that damage from 4 heroes. But they do know they need to kill him quickly before he can buff himself, before he can become near invulnerable. And if you ask me, that RP was 100% worth it. A single ultimate for one of these scarier members of your opponent's team. I mean, it's only the position 3, but I do feel like Omni Knight is more important than the Urza at this point, simply because you have 2 damage dealers and only 1 Omni Knight ultimate, which was, by the way, up. But denying that for quite a while might be enough for Khan to push high ground here and actually turn things around.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
So the Radiant are only behind by 1 single Medivac at this
Are
point.
scanning.
However, in exchange for that, they do still have their shrine. And it looks like Khan going to look for some more red Dota to be played. Really trying to just siege up that base with the Beastmaster instead of outfighting their opponents, as they are starting to realize they cannot win fights anymore. And Cheshire Cat is doing a great job of knowing exactly when he can push how far.
Haste!
Radiant are scanning.
Bloodseeker almost got himself a butterfly online. That will allow him to play a lot more forward, a lot more aggressive. However, Urza is also very close to reaching his MKB, so the mischance itself isn't really going to be all that big of a bonus. The only real bonuses are going to be attack speed and damage, and of course a bit of armor, but other than the armor, you don't really
Dire's top barracks
get
are
anything
under attack.
from it that helps you deal with Urza. It doesn't even have a movement activatable anymore, so you can't kite Urza around either. Love to find himself some kill here. Like, the main step to turn on the road. Oh my goodness. Initiation on the Bloodseeker loot, however, Urza jumping on the backline instead, killing off Fishman, who had an ultimate ready to throw little for the fight, and there's the RP. But Bloodseeker, look at the damage out, before on the XP, who has an ultimate. Already the speed attack is going to go down. Now the little ult gets thrown out, and he was forced to surviving, and it deals so much damage. Shadow Fiend ultimate will force anyone who reacts like to get away. Bloodseeker still trying to run, but will not make it. And with that, both teams spending quite a couple of buybacks, but that's 80 seconds without Bloodseeker. Now this shrine is going to go down, as well as the Roshan. And from there on out, Viking can try to finish up the game as long as they don't get ratted by Cheshire, get some more.
Roshan has fallen to the Dire. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Viking are kind of surprised they're not playing this more aggressively right now, since there's still 44 seconds on the Bloodseeker. And the thing is, he does have the buyback up. Viking, they want to end this with this Aegis, going to push out mid lane, going to
middle tower
in their
is under
bases,
attack.
except of course for Cheshire Cat. Looks like he is debating whether to join his team or just push out the top lane some more. However, well, he still has to push out the lane. The Radiant have already used the fortification. Boom, now just going to whack away at the tower. Has some nice damage resistance. Bloodseeker learns the hard way. He can fight the Celery, goes down the back line, has to fight immediately, and now Shadow Fiend is going to die for the first time at the very least. Perfect timing on the time to go from Bloodseeker. But with the Mother Spell, Boom still going to get up the ultimate, killing off two people, Yamich and Direko, both down. Bloodseeker no buyback, so I think this is going to be mega creeps. And Beastmaster and Magnus, they're just kind of sitting awkwardly on the sidelines. They don't have any RP combo they could do here, or anything similar. They do try to go for a skewer and just buy some time with that, but not even that's going to happen. Instead, it's just straight up going to be mega creeps, and it looks like Viking, they are going to try and finally finish this. And honestly, I feel like this can't have played like this. Just Heather or a Luna or you name it. One of those 1,000 super late game carries. I don't even care which hero they would have replaced, since each hero did a lot to impact the game, but every single one you could have replaced with a super late game hero, with one of those 30 to 40